Hey. Trying to get in more light. Sorry, I'm just adjusting myself. Everybody, how's everybody doing? So, yeah, Dark Phoenix. Where do I even begin with this one? It's like, honestly, if you want like a good adaptation of the Phoenix Saga, just watch the 90s cartoon, the X-Men animated series, because they pretty much nailed that arc, nailed that storyline, because for some reason the live action movies can't seem to do it. All right, I guess I might as well. Sorry, I'm still a little bit on edge. So, yeah, if you saw my previous video, I just saw a Dark Phoenix movie, and yeah, I'm a little bit mad over like some of the things that happened in that movie. I'm overall disappointed. It's just this is like the second attempt of doing the Phoenix Saga, and they still can't get it right. They still can't. All right, so let's start with the beginning. And oh, by the way, this will contain some spoilers, so spoiler alert. So apparently, from what I found out, this is supposed to take place 9 years after the events of X-Men Apocalypse, which means that Jean, Cyclops, Storm, Nightcrawler, Quicksilver, they all have to be at least in their mid-20s at this point. But honestly, they kind of look younger than their 20s. Like, they still look like that they're teenagers, but it's whatever, I guess. The X-Men are now heroes. Yeah. The president of the United States has like a line that calls them whenever like something that whenever's like there's some serious trouble going down, and they got to call the X-Men to help fix it. The movie actually starts off as like that prologue scene where you saw the car accident that killed Jean's parents, but it was revealed later on that the mom was killed instantly. The father was able to survive the crash, and it turns out that the father had no way of like handling or dealing with his daughter, so he left her in the care of Xavier. He basically just rejected her, just basically abandoned her, to like left her in the care of and Xavier. That's actually not revealed until I think somewhere in the middle of the movie. Sorry, my phone just went off for a minute there. Before I continue, I should probably tell you this. Yeah, I did see it with a friend of mine. But the thing is, though, like we were trying to figure out whether to buy the tickets to see it in 3D or in IMAX. One ticket for IMAX is like around $20 here, and in total that's like around $40 for 2 tickets. And I was the one that bought the tickets. I didn't want to spend that much money on Dark Phoenix. So, and I really didn't want to bother with the 3D, but I went with the 3D anyway because it was much cheaper. Turns out I spent around $34, so I saved around $6. And granted, since we saw it in like the early afternoon, including me and my friend, there was only like 8 people in the theater. 8 people in the theater, including me and my friend. So yeah, there wasn't a lot of people there. So did I get my money's worth from the movie? No, not really. I don't think it was that worth it that much. But yeah, that's a little bit of a story of like the movie theater experience. I already talked about the prologue. Okay. Now there's like some parts that you know like kind of like hold a suspension of disbelief. Like there's some parts you buy and there's some parts that aren't. Like the beginning, a spacecraft was caught stranded out in space with no contact to NASA. So President calls the X-Men to help fix it because apparently the X-Men are totally capable and well trained to handle space missions. Okay. I mean, there was a scene at the beginning where Beast or Hank was talking with Charles, like still trying to still not sure whether the jet was able to go up into space, but apparently it could. Also, they went up to space and yet they don't even have their own spacesuits. I don't even know if they're even trained to go up in space. But they do the mission anyway because hey, president called, they got no choice. So yeah, whatever. So yeah, they go up to space and you get to see the Phoenix Force, which honestly, it's like a cross between the Galactus Cloud from Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer and Parallax from Green Lantern. Like in the animated series, and I'm pretty sure in the comics, the Phoenix Force was this mass of fire that's shaped like a bird, and I thought that's what it should have looked like, but not really. So I was kind of bummed out with that, but I guess it's whatever. So yeah, the mission was basically to rescue the astronauts from the damaged space shuttle before the solar flare hits, which we all know it's the Phoenix Force. So what they did was Nightcrawler teleports Quicksilver to use his super speed to gather everybody else and then teleport everybody back onto the jet. Unfortunately, the commander, the leader of the space mission, was still left in the space shuttle somewhere at the cockpit or somewhere at the far back, I think. I don't know. So the only other option is because Mystique wants to get everybody out and safely away from the solar flare because it was gonna be a minute until it gets to the space shuttle. But Charles is really persistent of saving everybody because we don't want to leave everybody behind. So it's a bit of a tough call. So they decided to send Nightcrawler and Jean using her powers to hold the space shuttle together while Nightcrawler goes to find the commander. But they were kind of too late before Nightcrawler could get to Jean to teleport all of them away because the solar flare hits and Nightcrawler had no choice but to teleport himself and the commander back to the jet. So unfortunately they left Jean behind, and she did get hit by the Phoenix Force, and I think she used her powers to direct the Phoenix Force to her so that she was able to absorb all that power, and she survived it. So yeah. So at the end of the day, she seems to be okay, but not really. But they did save all the astronauts, and they get to be praised as heroes. I see some comments are showing up. What's the worst thing in the movie? Oh, there's a lot of bad things in this movie. Stuff that really pissed me off, but again, this is based on my opinions. But I will get to the worst parts eventually. Hey, Anime Hero. Yo, I've been out of the loop with recent X-Men films. Last one I saw was Logan. That's probably that's totally fine. Just end it off with Logan. At this point, considering how this movie went, the ending of the X-Men series should have just ended with either Days of Future Past or with Logan. The only saving grace was Nightcrawler. Yeah, he was good in this movie. I gotta give credit to what was the actor's name? Cody Smith-McPhee. I think he did great as Nightcrawler, but I will get to him later. It's funny that how bad Dark Phoenix, it was written, directed, and produced by same dude who wrote Last Stand and directed and written Shitastic 4 Reboot and killed Vin Diesel. Oh my god, are you kidding? This is the same guy who worked on Last Stand? Oh, that is awful. Oh, he worked on Triple X State of Union. Oh, that movie. Yeesh. Okay. Does Captain America make an appearance? Nope, he does not. um, tell me Quicksilver is still the show stealer. Oh, hi, Snowtail. You probably know her as a little bit geeky. You've seen her in some of my videos. I will get to that, Snowtail. Don't worry. Also, Kinberg ruined the Predator. Oh, he worked on Predator too. I haven't seen that. I heard that it was bad. But yeah. Anyway, so since Jean absorbed the Phoenix Force, she noticed that her power is like changing, like she's getting stronger. Everybody seems pretty happy with the results, the mission or something, except for Mystique. Hang on, I'll get to your comments. Just give me a sec. But with Mystique, she like was mad at Xavier for risking the lives of these kids, even though they're technically supposed to be in their 20s, so they're not technically kids. But yeah, she gets mad at him for like, I guess, for risking the lives of their kind for the sake of humanity or something like that. It's basically, it's like she just doesn't want any of her fellow mutants, her friends and family, to be killed because of these missions. And again, this is like a tough call, so you have no idea like what you can say or do. But and honestly, it's like, and then she's like calling out on Xavier for actually not, like not doing anything, not helping him. And I'm like thinking, like, he's in a wheelchair. Like, I know he can't do much physically, but like he's a powerful mutant. I'm pretty sure he was capable of doing something, especially in freaking Apocalypse. I don't know. But there's this one line that really, really pissed me off. It's the fucking SJW line. I think this is how it went. Mystique says, how did it go? The women seem to be saving the men around here, doing most of the work or something. Might as well change the X-Men to X-Women. What the fuck was that? Are you kidding me? Like, why? Why was that in the goddamn movie? Like, come the fuck on. Nobody's gonna call the team X-Women because it's a stupid name. X-Men is just the name of the goddamn team. Because you know what's also in woman? Men. Men. Like, come on. And also, like, I heard that, like, one of the producers thought, like, the X-Men name was outdated. No, it's not outdated. Who cares if it's called X-Men? Like, what were you going to change it to? X-humans? X-beings? X-people? Like, no. Fucking no, okay? Leave your fucking SJW politics bullshit out of these movies. I'm so sick of it. Fuck. I'm also glad that she's, and it's because of that part of me is just like glad that she's dead. Oh yeah, by the way, Mystique does die. I didn't actually give a shit because they spoiled it in the goddamn trailers. Fuck me. Okay, let's get to the comments. By stealing the budget for Dark Phoenix, which explains why Dark Phoenix visuals look good. Yeah, they do look good, I will admit. Although, like, I think some of the fight scenes felt like a bit janky in a way. That's probably just me. I had to see it in 3D, by the way. So, yeah. I'll get to Quicksilver soon. Don't worry. Predator gave me a headache with its loony characters and forced humor, among other things. The best thing that came out of it was some action figures. Yeah, that's true. X-Women. Predator feels like bootleg Bandori. Yes, here in my country, there are people fearing politics interruption, like feminism, because the trailer with the X-Women thing. Oh, you're so cute when you're angry. Oh, thank you. But yeah, anyway, so there was a scene with Mystique and Beast talking about like leaving the X-Men, just, you know, like having their own lives or like running away together or some shit, but like Hank like talks her out of it. Oh, oh, you're right. We got a reveal of the bad guys, which, of course, with the Phoenix Saga, there were aliens involved. Which, by the way they like introduced the aliens, I don't know. It just felt like that they were pushing. Yeah, there's aliens. By the way, it's it just didn't feel like it flowed naturally. But yeah, we get to be introduced to these aliens, which for a minute there, I didn't know who these aliens were, but by looking it up, they're apparently called the Dabari. They actually did appear in the Marvel comics. Apparently, well, in the comics, from what I can tell, their planet was destroyed by the Phoenix Force, and some of them, or not, maybe not all of them, actually hated humanity, wanted revenge on Jean Grey because she had the Phoenix Force. And also, what I found out that Jessica Chastain's character is actually played one of the Dabari, which was called Vuk, VUK. And I found out that the character was called Starhammer. But here's the thing: Starhammer was actually male, so Vuk in the movie is female. And I did take a look at the images of what the Dabari look like. They're actually more, they were called asparagus people in the comics because, well, they had green skin, these long faces, green hair. These aliens, they just look like shriveled up, burnt humans with alien faces. But yeah, a couple of them like infiltrated Earth, stayed there for a while. So apparently aliens existed this whole time in the X-Men universe, but some, including Vuk, were able to come to Earth. They took the forms of a couple humans, which included Jessica Chastain. I think they killed them and then took their form. They met up with the aliens that were in Earth, and they were able to find out that the Phoenix Force is on Earth with inside Jean. And the whole plan that they had was apparently find the Phoenix Force, because that Phoenix Force destroyed their home planet and killed a lot of their people. Learn to harness that power and control it. Use it to I guess resurrect their race and create a new home for them, which apparently they just want to take over Earth. Okay, I don't know if that's how the Dabari are like in the comics, but I just did not give a shit. I did not give a shit about the Dabari. I did not give a shit about Jessica Chastain's character, Vuk. I did not. It's just, I'm like, if you're gonna include aliens, like, why not include the Shi'ar Empire? But whatever, fine, Dabari. Let's see. There was a scene where they had a party, and we actually get a cameo of Dazzler. Yeah, Dazzler was in a movie, but as a cameo, you know, like performing a song. So yeah, there's that. And that scene, Jean was going through some side effects of the Phoenix Force. Like, I guess her power was like enhanced so much. Not to mention, apparently, there was a memory block in her mind, but the Phoenix Force like broke that down, and I guess it was starting to overwhelm her to the point where she unfortunately lost control and knocked everybody out, and she was knocked unconscious. Xavier tries to use Cerebro to go into her mind, but unfortunately, Jean pushed her out, and she heard her father talking, so she goes to find her father because she was told that they were dead. But apparently she was mad at Charles for lying, because apparently what Charles did, and which I thought was a stupid decision, was to repress her memory so that she wouldn't feel so much trauma. And I'm like, so if any child goes through trauma of, you know, their parents being abandoned, he would just block that, like repress that memory so they wouldn't remember. Like, what the hell? Like, I know that Xavier does like a lot of bad decisions in the comics and even in the animated series, but like in the terms of the movie itself, it's like this is what you did. I mean, like, I know that like his intentions was to protect Jean and make sure that she doesn't like get hurt or suffer, but this just made everything worse because by the time she goes to find her father, when she finds out the truth, I mean, she gets angry and she just gets so upset when she finds out the truth. And of course, like all the other X-Men like confront her. But and they have a brief fight when Jean just attacks a couple of cops when the police were called in. Which we do get some fights. I thought we were going to get another Quicksilver moment, but we don't. We don't get a Quicksilver moment like we did with Apocalypse and Days of Future Past, unfortunately, because like Jean used her power to push him away, and he gets knocked out. He gets hurt so bad that he's gone for the majority of the movie. So Quicksilver, I thought that he was gonna die because they didn't show a lot of scenes featuring him in the trailers. And and I guess eventually Magneto would find out the truth about, Peter being his son, and he would go after Jean to get revenge or something. No, that's not the case. He gets knocked out. He gets hurt so bad that like he's gone for the majority of the movie. Dude, Quicksilver was like one of the best things about the new X-Men. I really liked his character. I liked his powers. And they just pushed him aside. Just pushed him aside. Also, another thing. Oh, right. Also, you know that scene in the trailer where it seemed like Mystique was trying to reach out to her, to Jean, but like she was being overwhelmed with her power, where she snaps and just says stop, accidentally pushing Mystique, and everybody thought that the trailer spoiled Mystique dying. Yeah, actually that's true because Mystique did die. Yeah, the Force like pushed her through these broken wooden spikes from a broken fence. She dies. Beast goes to her. I think her last words were "I love you," but she wasn't looking at Beast. She was just turning her face like this. But I think she was telling him "I love you," and she dies. And I didn't even give a shit. I mean, I freaking knew because of the goddamn trailers. And even when I saw it myself, I could not bring myself to care. So yeah, Mystique's dead. And to be fair, I never even I preferred the old Mystique from the old movies. It's not that I don't hate Jennifer Lawrence's Mystique. It's just the other Mystique was cooler, was better. This Mystique I just did not like at all. So hey, she's dead. Whatever. All right, let's go into the comments. Yo, Beast does a random 180 in the movie. Oh yeah. Oh, we'll get to that. I'll get to that. Hi Azim. Magneto went full on Yukina Minato on Dark Phoenix. Yeah, this is kind of true. Yeah, this is spoilers. Yo, they look like a brown pickle Ricks. They kind of do. It's like they don't even look anything like the Dabari in the comics. I mean, I think they were probably shown in like the anime movies or TV shows or something, but like they didn't even look anything like that. Animated Dark Phoenix is still best adaptation. I do agree. More reasons to watch X-Men the anime series. Hell yeah. You gotta continue JoJo. Oh yeah. I will. I just need some time. Sorry. Kinberg and Singer hates comics that they want more realism. Yeah, that's kind of true. The realism bullshit hurts movies since 1998 Godzilla. Yeah. That's true. Oh, by the way, a little bit geeky. I'm sorry, but no Quicksilver moments. Not a lot, unfortunately. This movie was You Lied to Me in a nutshell. Yeah, it's true. Kinberg really hates Quicksilver, and he has obsession to making Dark Phoenix story again and again, which is all the more reason why I don't want another Dark Phoenix movie ever. Like, at least not for a couple of years. She got edgied. It's true. R.I.P. X-Woman Mystique. It's like they lose the point. Like, oh, I don't know how to do with X-Men franchise. Yeah, that seems to be the case. Oh, also, by the way, in the comics, it was established that Mystique was Nightcrawler's mom. So you're expecting them to do anything about that? No, they didn't do anything about that at all. So yeah. Let's see. What else is there? Okay, so so Jean realizes her power something was bad is happening to her, and her power is like getting out of control. So she doesn't want to hurt anybody anymore, and she was really devastated over Mystique's death. So she leaves and she goes to Genosha, which I presume is Genosha because that was the island where mutants can live peacefully. And that is where Eric Leshner, aka Magneto, was this whole time. Yeah, he and a group of mutants were living on Genosha. It was never really called that, but I'm gonna call it Genosha anyway. Oh crap! Oh wait, I forgot one moment. Sorry. I forgot to talk about Beast. Yeah, he was so devastated over Mystique's death, and he blamed Charles for like repressing Jean's memory, and it caused and that caused Mystique's death. He was also angry with what Charles not only did to Jean, but what he did to everyone. How his actions hurt a lot of people, and he tried to get Charles to admit that he was wrong, which he doesn't even say out loud. And yeah, Charles was wrong. It was only later during the train scene that he did admit that he was the bad guy. Yeah. Oh, Magneto for Rosalia, X-Men for Poppin' Party, and Jean herself for Afterglow. I don't know what you mean by that, but okay. Xavier quitting X-Men feels very out of character. Oh, I'm gonna get to that part anyway. So yeah, anyway, the Genosha scene. So I guess Jean tried to go to Magneto for help because she knew that Magneto has hurt and killed people. And I don't even know if he was gonna help her or not, but well, anyway, props to Michael Fassbender for his acting as Magneto. I mean, he was actually one of the best parts of the movie. Well, him, Nightcrawler, Charles' acting was pretty good. Everybody else, acting wise, was good. I mean, they did the best that they got with their characters, but so I felt like some characters were kind of got shafted. So basically, I'm better off seeing Aladdin than seeing this. Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. Okay, well, anyway, so the military show up, and Magneto was trying to protect Jean, telling them that they haven't even seen they haven't seen her. But she comes out and she attacks the military. And Magneto helps them actually. There's a scene where I think they were using their powers to control a helicopter, and they were just doing yeah, like that. What the hell? That was their scene. And yeah, I mean, I guess after that, after what Jean did, Magneto just tells her to leave because like she was too dangerous and much of a threat to not only himself but to everybody in Genosha. So she bamps out again. Later on, okay, this is where things, I don't know if this is supposed to like fall into Beast's character or not, but Beast shows up in Genosha and tells Magneto that that Mystique was dead, that Jean killed her. And it turns out that like Beast wants to find her, but to kill her. Okay, like, I mean, this was, he knew Jean for like what, 9 years, and then seeing this like dangerous power, and he's all like, yeah, you killed my lover, I am going to kill you now. I get it that he loved Mystique, but like, what? I mean, is this how Beast would act like in the comics or in the animated series? Because I cannot picture Beast like this. I mean, yeah, I get it that he loved Mystique, and well, to be fair, also Magneto loved Mystique too, and because, you know, despite, you know, them butting heads at times in the movies, because of their understanding and, you know, loving Mystique, they teamed up and go to find Jean to kill her. Okay. And oh, by the way, apparently, okay, Magneto like does bring a couple of does, out of all the mutants that are in Genosha, Magneto only brings 2 of them. One of them is Serene or Selene, who's a telepath, psychic powers, and the other one is this guy called Red Lotus, which, by the way, I don't think his name was ever mentioned in the movie. I had to look it up myself, and according to like the wiki and IMDb, he's casted as Red Lotus, and I could not give 2 shits about these 2 characters. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure these 2 were really important in the comics, but like, what? Okay, Selene, I think they got her powers right. I don't know, but she's like definitely different compared to her comic book counterpart. Red Lotus is so different, and granted, I don't know much about the character because like I haven't read a lot of the comics, but I looked it up. Apparently, he's basically a superhuman martial artist, you know, like enhanced strength, speed, agility, durability, and all that shit. In the movie, he just fights with his dreadlocks. He basically has like his mutant ability in the movie is just fighting with these fucking dreadlocks that have like these metal arrowheads tied to them. He's just using his fucking hair, and that's not even Red Lotus's power. Like, this is just, it's basically, I think they just made an OC but took the name Red Lotus from the comics and made him that. and oh, spoiler alert, they both die in the end, so I guess it doesn't really fucking matter. Like, dude, I'm not even that familiar with this character, and even I'm like really perplexed over changing his mutant powers. Like, what the hell? See you later, Godzilla, again, rather than torturing yourself on Dark Phoenix again. Yeah, I'd have to agree. Or watch Avengers Endgame again. Do that instead. Why are people saying this movie is so bad? Because it is bad. If X-Men was public heroes, then why military even want to arrest them? Because she attacked the police. Yeah, the whole thing about the military is that they were after Jean because, you know, she attacked people. But they had to arrest the X-Men and Magneto and Selene and Red Lotus because they were fighting in the middle of traffic, risking innocent people's lives. So yeah, they had to like arrest them. By the way, yeah, they fight in the middle of traffic, risking people's lives. And I got to be honest, I don't know if it's just me or not. Maybe it's because of the 3D, but there are times where it just the scenes looked a bit janky to me. Some of the fights look cool if you actually are able to make them out. Especially with Beast, like always, him like running around, like how that gets all janky sometimes. But some of the scenes looked all right. But there are times where even like the X-Men were like really close to killing people. Like freaking Cyclops was like using his optic blast to hit cars and even a double-decker bus, and while there are people still inside. I mean, freaking Storm like hits lightning on the bus, which, by the way, speaking of Storm, why is it that every time she uses her power, she always uses lightning most of the time? I'm like, you could summon blizzards and gale force winds and tornadoes. Why don't you use those? You don't always have to use fucking lightning all the time. So, yeah, the military did have every right to arrest them. And also, but there was this one cool scene where Magneto, like, pulls out a subway car from underground just to break into the Dabari's hideout. Which, yeah, by the way, Vuk was able to find the Jean, and she was going to use her vulnerability as an advantage to get to the Phoenix Force. She basically tells her about like what happened to her homeworld and what the power she has, what it is, and that if Jean is able to control that power, she can become one of the most powerful being in the galaxy. Use that power to not to destroy, but to create life, to make new worlds and all of that, to be like a savior or something like that, which we all know that she's basically using her. I mean, she's trying to get her to control the Phoenix Force. So hopefully they will just use her as like a weapon or something. There was this one other scene that where, well, actually no, before that, she does attack Magneto, like crushing the helmet on his head, which, by the way, yeah, he does wear the helmet again. And she does like break the helmet apart and pushes him away, which again, is another cool scene. There's this other interesting scene where she actually forces Charles to walk up the stairs, and we all know that he can't walk, and it's really painful for him. But Charles was able to like reach to her to allow her to see his memories of the time when he was talking to his father. And I guess we all knew that like Charles' intentions for Jean was always out of love, and yeah, I mean, she was able to control it, but at least get out of that. But she still is scared of this power, so she lets Vuk. Sorry, I don't know if I keep saying her name right or wrong or whatever. Vuk apparently has the ability to absorb the Phoenix Force, which she does, but that was like also killing Jean in the process. But hey, if she has that power, that means that she can kill all the humans and create Earth as her own new planet for her people or whatever. I don't give a flying fuck. But apparently she was able to absorb some of the power, but is attacked by Cyclops and they get arrested by the military. Let's check all the comments. There's at least anything that you liked in the movie. Well, there were some interesting scenes. There were some cool scenes that were shown. The music was all right. Some of the effects of the Phoenix Force was pretty cool, despite it looking like more like a reddish gas and not like a massive fire flames or whatever. But yeah, but there are some good scenes about the movie. Let's team up to kill a 17-year-old girl because she killed our Coochie. It is a weird. Okay. Does Quicksilver tell Magneto that he's his son? No! But I'm going to get to that. for me, this movie wasn't that bad at all. The action and act was really good. No way this was worse than X3. That's the thing. I don't know if this is worse than X3. It's bad, but like I don't know. It's not. It's still not a good adaptation to the Phoenix Saga at all. That's the problem. So that's how the X-Men franchise ends. Not with a bang, but with a whimper. Yeah, that's true. Luna triggered by all BS in the movie. So cute. I'm not trying to be cute. Stop. What if MCU X-Men comes as a result of 3 snaps from Endgame? Probably. I don't know. I guess should I say? I don't know if I'm forgetting anything, but yeah, they get captured by the military. They're on this train, but they get attacked by the Dabari race again. Eventually one of the soldiers, which apparently they had this like one line when he like goes up to Nightcrawler and said that his kid was a fan. So I guess it was because to make him like really important to Nightcrawler in a way, so that so it's an excuse for him to like go berserk. I'll get to that, by the way. But yeah, shit, what was that? Oh yeah. Eventually, they do get ambushed by the Dabari. The military guy eventually like listens to the others to release them, which he does because knowing these aliens are a big threat. Apparently, apparently these aliens are immune to bullets. Well, not all the time. I guess if you hit them multiple times in the head, you can kill them. They are killable. That's for sure. Also, apparently Vox's ability is not only absorbing other people's powers and I guess reflecting it or some shit. She has this ability to also I think she has telepathic abilities as well. Also, she has this ability where like she can like use her powers to twist a hole in her stomach on other people, which she used in this one scene where she was torturing Jean's dad. I don't know if she killed him, but maybe. I guess it doesn't matter. I wonder how will they handle the race stuff with mutants in the MCU. I don't know, especially since they already have established enhanced beings. And yeah, but yeah, you do get like a big fight scene in the train, which some of the parts were pretty cool. Which apparently, oh yeah, also before that, Charles and Scott were able to convince Magneto and Beast to not kill Jean. Just blame him. Don't blame Jean. And also to help them fight against the aliens because they're going to kill everybody on Earth. So yeah, you get that moment. Okay, yeah. So we do get to see them fight. There's this one cool scene with Nightcrawler. Okay, I'm gonna get to the Nightcrawler part because holy crap, he goes savage. When the one military guy that I mentioned, Storm did use different abilities throughout the movie, using ice and space, wind multiple times. Yeah, she does, but most of the time she uses lightning. Lightning is like the main ability she always uses. So yeah, of course she has all these other abilities, and she does use them every now and then. But most of the time it's lightning. And I'm like, I'm just tired of seeing her using lightning all the time. But I get it. It's just, she can manipulate the weather, and there are other stuff that she can do with it. Well, she does mostly use lightning in the comics. Yeah, I know. It's just, I just wanted her to do like something else aside from lightning. But anyway, yeah, going back to the Nightcrawler, like after that military guy dies, he just goes freaking savage on the aliens, like stabbing them, piercing through their neck with his tail, using his tail to pierce through their necks. Like, he even used his tail to break one of the aliens' neck. And when she And when he gets to the one of the aliens that killed the military dude, he just teleports her right in front of the train, so she gets run over. All the while, she had this like devilish look on his face, like this feral look on his face, where he was like baring his teeth, and I'm like, damn, Nightcrawler, you're savage, which is cool. But then it also got me thinking, is this within the character of the movies and in Nightcrawler in general? I don't know, but it was an interesting scene. But like, damn, I still don't know if that's in character or not. But okay, cool. I guess. Magneto does some really cool cool stuff with his powers, especially this one scene where Vuk was going just walking up to him, and the scene where he like uses all those guns and just shoots at her. He even like crushes part of the train car to crush the rest of the aliens in them and just like releases them. Oh, and I also said that Red Lotus and Selene died. Like I think they got dragged out of the train, so yeah, they're dead. Doesn't matter. They'd be taking slow. Like, come on, why don't they prepare the things for next movie? But no, looks like they're just shooting the things like, look, this is really fun, huh? Without any care. Kimberg wanted Dark Phoenix as always. Yeah, that's true. And also another thing, I did hear this movie went through some reshoots, but I don't know exactly what has been reshot or not. That's the issue that I have. Anyway, yeah, they're all fighting the aliens, and Charles was like trying to get to Jean to wake her up. There was this one scene that I thought was pretty neat where they actually talk within his mind instead of her mind. And you get to see 8-year-old Jean again, and she now knows the truth and why Charles did what he did, even though not a good idea, but in the end she forgives him, and then she just unleashes the full power of the Phoenix to not only kill all the aliens, but to protect everybody else when she just destroys the train. Which again, like the way that the Dark Phoenix, the Phoenix Force power is shown is totally cool. Here's the thing though, I don't understand this. Did Vuk use the portion of the Phoenix Force that she absorbed? I think there was a time that she did, but I have no idea, because I'm still kind of like wondering, like, what the hell was her powers? But yeah, you do get this cool sequence of like her like lifting up the train, protecting everyone, and then like destroying the train. And then like she just basically just goes all out against the surviving aliens, basically just using her powers to disintegrate them all one by one or at the same time. There's this one scene where she just grabs this one alien's face, and you can see him like his body like breaking apart. And I'll admit, and I will admit, I do like this version of the Phoenix power better than I did with the Last Stand that they've shown, because I just felt like that this looked like a better representation of the Phoenix Force. So yeah. Nightcrawler teleports in front of the train. Omae wo shinderu. Alien. Nani? Yeah, that was pretty funny. The train scene was the reshoot. It was supposed to be in space at first. Oh, really? I did not know that. But okay. Okay, I guess, does everybody hear me? I think everybody can hear me, hopefully. Oh yeah, okay, so then yeah, we finally get to Jean versus Vuk. She tries to absorb the Phoenix Force again. Okay, everybody can't hear me. Okay. So yeah, she tries to absorb the Phoenix Force from Jean again, but she just unleashes more of her power to like have her struggle absorbing it, I think. I think that's how it went, but apparently using so much of that power was going to hurt everyone else, because there's this one scene where Scott's like hand was like breaking apart because he was getting too close. And Jean knew that if she continued doing this and tries to kill Vuk, she might kill everybody else. So what she does is that she flies up to space, bringing Vuk with her, destroys her, like disintegrates her, and then her body gets disintegrated and blows up too. So yeah, she does die, which to be fair, in the comics, she does sacrifice herself by blowing herself up. But yeah, she does die. And to be honest, it does look pretty cool visually, like seeing her body like not only turning completely red and fiery, but also when it explodes, like the Phoenix Force does shows like forms like an image of a bird. But yeah, Jean dies, R.I.P. Jean Grey, and that makes it sad. um Jean Grey Fortnite dancing in space and dies. I highly doubt that, but okay. Oh, hey Kion, how are you? I'm doing all right. It's been a long day. So, there's any way they save this franchise without rebooting it? I don't know what I can tell you about that. I don't think she died, as she said in the voiceovers. She didn't die. Yeah, I guess that's true. Because at the very end, there's a scene up in the sky where you see a fiery bird. So maybe she became one with the Phoenix Force or something. I don't know what happened to her. Maybe she did die, but then she came back or something. I'm not sure. What else is everybody saying? I believe that's what they were trying to say. She is one with the Phoenix now. Yeah, that might be it, I guess. Her body is dead, but her mind merged with Phoenix Force. Oh. Okay. Okay, well, either way, she's gone, and I highly doubt we're gonna see her again. So we get a brief scene, I guess a little bit of an epilogue. Charles retires, and he's now currently at a cafe in Paris. Beast is now the dean of the school, which, by the way, they renamed it from Charles Xavier School for Gifted to the Jean Grey School for the Gifted, or something like that. Quicksilver recovers, so he's fine. By the way, the whole thing about him being Magneto's son is never brought up in this movie ever again. Like nothing, no progress whatsoever. It's like it's like they took that, rolled it up, and just threw it in the trash. So if you're expecting like Peter and Eric to actually have a moment where they find out that Eric finds out that Peter is his son, no, they don't even do anything with that. So like, what was the hell was the point of that? Since they established it in Days of Future Past and an Apocalypse, so nope. Damn it, no, Daddy Nito. Yeah, no. But hey, here's something for the Charles and Eric shippers, because at the end, freaking, Magneto meets up with Charles at the cafe, and they play chess one last time because I guess despite everything, they're still friends. Eric still cares for Charles because hey, he saved him once and he wants to help him again. So at the end, they play chess. So, and then you get to see the Phoenix Force again up in the sky, and that's the end of the movie. Also, there's no post-credit scenes. So, yeah, that's the movie. I'm not mad. I'm mad at some parts, but I'm kind of disappointed at the same time. It's just this is the second attempt of the Dark Phoenix saga, and the live action movies still haven't pulled it off. I know that the MCU have the rights to X-Men now, but at the off chance that they do their own version of the Phoenix saga, I say just put it off for a couple years. Maybe build it up like how they built up Thanos. But if the off chance that the MCU can't even pull that off, then that's like 3 attempts, 3 strikes, you're out. Like, yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention the Cyclops and Jean romance. Oh, I will say this: their relationship did develop much better compared to X-Men Last Stand. But to be fair, it's because James Marsters was working on another movie at the time. So Cyclops got to do some more stuff. That was neat. Their romance, their relationship did develop. So it's I will say it's actually a bit better than compared to Apocalypse. So there's that. There's this one scene where like he threatens Magneto by saying, "If you touch her, I'll fucking kill you." And I'm like, "Oh wow, you finally see the F word in an X-Men movie, and it's Cyclops that does it." Yeah. But to be fair, I'm not like the biggest Cyclops fan, but even I can tell that there are times where it just felt like that he could have just it could have been better. Like most as always, most of the focus would go to either Mystique, but since she was dead for the first half of the movie, the most of the focus would just go either to Charles, sometimes Magneto, and sometimes Beast and Jean. But yeah, sorry, the main focus actually is from Charles and then Jean. Everybody else just felt like side characters, honestly, which was a shame because I freaking love Storm. Storm is one of my favorite X-Men characters, and I thought that while she did get to do some cool stuff at the time, I just felt like that she should have actually she should have gone some more she should have gone to do more. I'm still disappointed that Quicksilver had to be pushed aside for the majority of the movie. um the whole plot point of him being Magneto's son is just basically discarded at all. Discarded. Uh, and I'm like trying to figure, and this basically just retcons the ending to Days of Future Past, unless this is actually an alternate timeline. Because that's the only logical explanation I could possibly think of at this point when it comes to the X-Men timeline. Like this is an alternate timeline that has changed into a different direction after like changing the future in Days of Future Past. That's my explanation. But I find it hard to believe that most of these characters are supposed to be at the age that they are right now, even though they look younger. Like I already said that, like the X-Men group, the younger ones, they're supposed to be at least in their mid-20s, but they still look like that they're teenagers or younger than that. Magneto, like he's supposed to be in his 60s at this point. And yeah, to be fair, like some people can look younger than their age, but in a couple of years, he's supposed to look like Sir Ian McKellen's Magneto in the first X-Men movie. So you go from Michael Fassbender to Sir Ian McKellen in a couple of years, and that doesn't make any sense to me. And and even Charles is definitely looking younger than his age, but yeah. Oh, and also like the whole romance thing with Mystique and Beast. To be honest, I wasn't actually a huge fan of it, but I guess it doesn't matter in the end because she's dead. But I mean, they did love each other, so I guess there's that. Um, I will admit there was this one I was confused at first that Beast was able to change from his human form to his beast form, but I realized, oh wait, yeah, he had a serum that maintained his human form, but he would change every now and then, I guess if he gets angry or something. Visually, the Phoenix Force, as I said, it does look good. Some of the fight scenes looked janky to me, so it was kind of like hard to tell like what was going on at times. Red Lotus, I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter what I think about him. I mean, he and Selene are dead. I don't know what happened to Genosha. Hell, I don't even know what happened to like the X-Men now, especially since after everything that happened with the Phoenix Force. Are they still good with the humans? Because like after what happened with Jean, the president like cut out the private line that he had with the X-Men. So like, is it back to square one with the mutants, or is it all good in the end? I don't know. I don't know. I guess it really doesn't matter in the end. So Yeah. So is this the worst X-Men movie out of all of them? I can't really say. I really can't say. But it is. But honestly, it's a disappointing movie. It's it's just so disappointing, and I love the X-Men. I love the X-Men, but this is just I'm just disappointed. I really am. All right, let's go to the comments to see what everybody's saying. Quicksilver with hall monitor. Yeah, I'm. I mean, this is such a. I feel so sorry for Evan Peters who played Quicksilver because he was one of the best parts of the current X-Men movies. Like he was really good in Apocalypse and in Days of Future Past. In this movie, he just gets sidelined, which is so disappointing. Oh, good. Hope they don't mess with Fantastic Four too, otherwise they are doomed. Well, fingers crossed that MCU Fantastic Four will actually get the justice they deserve, because at least with X-Men movies, there are some good ones, like Logan, X2, Days of Future Past. First Class was good. X-Men 1 was all right. Oh, and the Deadpool movies. So they have their fair share of good movies. Fantastic Four don't. They probably have at least like one, maybe two, depending on personal taste. So let's hope that the MCU does Fantastic Four justice. And he offered him a home. Yeah. Who offered him a home? I don't understand that. Don't worry, MCU said Fantastic Four will be live action Incredibles. Good, because honestly, the Incredibles, even though it wasn't Fantastic Four, was the best Fantastic Four movie. And there's so many X-Men stories have yet to be adapted. I want to see Magneto's trial story. Yes, because they always seem to try to do the X-Men, the Dark Phoenix saga. There's like a bunch of other X-Men stories that they could do. So I just want them to like not do the Dark Phoenix saga anymore, at least not for a couple of years. They need to reboot the X-Men universe, and they need to ignore the Phoenix saga, or do a version where it technically already happened, like skip it and have Jean already with Phoenix Force. I guess that could possibly work, but then again, how do you tie into the mutant discrimination in the MCU? That's my issue. Do like any other stuff for that the X-Men do, and make a proper storyline, like with what the MCU is doing with the Infinity War saga. They need to plan ahead had all the movies in the saga they want. And yeah, that's what made Infinity War good, because like they planned this out. They actually used many years. They used years at times to build up Thanos and the Infinity Stones, and then when they had Infinity War, they nailed it, especially with Thanos. So I hope they could probably do the same thing with the Phoenix Saga if they do it. Like take their time with it. Just take their time. Like, don't rush things, because all I wanted was just like a good Dark Phoenix movie. Oh, and I guess my overall thoughts of the Dabari, I just didn't give a shit. I gotta be honest here. The Dark Elves in Thor: The Dark World were way better villains than the Dabari in Dark Phoenix. I just did not give a shit about the villains at all. Nobody. Cyclops. Jean! Yeah. It's funny. I can't trust in MCU after Captain Marvel and Endgame. Not saying that are bad movies. I'm disappointed with them. I was disappointed with Captain Marvel. Endgame, well, I had fun watching it, and I saw the movie twice, but giving it more time thinking about it, it has its problems. Definitely has its problems. Maybe throw an origin story for Phoenix Saga in it along the way after they properly make a storyline. And since the MCU has the X-Men universe now, they can make it correct and not keep things out, since Marvel or Fox owned it. And now that Marvel owns Fox, they can, hopefully. I want them to bring in the Shi'ar Empire and bring in Lilandra. because I don't know. I just want them there. And hopefully hopefully the introduction to aliens in the X-Men universe will flow more naturally than what they did in this movie. Yeah, the timeline has been meh for a while. Damn. Yeah. I mean, like, I'm still trying to like make sense over this timeline. Like, seriously, what's worse, this timeline or what Endgame did to the MCU timeline? The ages can make sense nowadays for the audience since people do look that age now, but they should do some age makeup per movie. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Mystique and Azrael, shit. Oh, I think you mean Azazel, but yeah, Azazel. I thought he was cool in First Class, but then I was so bummed out that he got killed off screen. But I mean, we got Nightcrawler in there. He was good in the movie, so that was cool. Mothra x Godzilla is a thing. I haven't seen Godzilla, so I don't know. Beast Smash, yeah. Yeah. Since they stopped an alien invasion and plus Jean being manipulated, I guess. So I guess they are cool. All right. This was one of the best X-Men movies to me. Really? Well, I mean, if that's what you think, then that's totally fine. I mean, you can like the movie if you want. Me personally, in my opinion, I wouldn't say it's the best. It's not the worst. I can't bring myself to say it's the worst, but it's just, but I'm still disappointed. Dark disappointed the movie. Magneto offered Xavier a home. Oh, okay. That's what he was offering. Okay. Sorry, I forgot about that. My bad. Onslaught. Oh, you want to see Onslaught? That would be good. To introduce Magneto, just make him a generic villain before he went sympathetic like early X-Men comics. Oh yeah, he did start off as a generic villain in the comics. Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, I think if nobody else wants to say anything, yeah, those are my overall thoughts of the Dark Phoenix movie. It's disappointing. It had its good moments and cool scenes, not gonna lie. But it's just, there was some bad stuff in it too that it's just why. Yeah. Hollywood announced a Hero Academia live action. It'll probably be better than Dark Phoenix. Oh my god, they're doing live action by Hero Academia? Oh, hopefully. I mean, I'm a little iffy when it comes to live action anime adaptations, but okay. Legendary has so many weeb staffs on it. Yeah, that's true. Okay, well, I guess I'm pretty much done. So yeah, those are all my overall thoughts of the Dark Phoenix saga. Thank you guys for joining to my live stream. I hope you guys are able to understand what I'm saying because, this stuff can be pretty laggy when I'm doing live streaming. But do I recommend this movie? Well, I don't know. Honestly, if you're curious to see it, then I do recommend it. Don't pay full price for the tickets. Because honestly, I feel like this wasn't worth the $34 that I had to pay. I mean, although I did hear my friend was gonna give me back, he was gonna pay me back for buying his ticket. So that's a good thing. So yeah. But yeah, if you still want to see this movie, go right ahead. Don't pay full price. Maybe wait till it's like rental. Maybe like wait till it's like out on DVD or like maybe like go on a half price day or something, unless you have a coupon for free movie or if your friend is like paying for you if you want to check it out. Maybe they announce another JoJo live action. Oh yeah, I still have to like see the Diamonds Are Breakable live action movie, but anyway, yeah. Enough with the freaking illegal copy online. Yeah, probably. But yeah, I don't want any more Dark Phoenix. Not for at least a long while. Just enough. Adapt something else from the X-Men comics. Just not the Phoenix movies anymore. And again, if you want a good adaptation of the Dark Phoenix saga, the 90s X-Men cartoon, the X-Men animated series, go watch that. it's way better and much more comic accurate. So yeah. So yeah, again, thank you guys for joining to my live stream. I'm Lunar27, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye. Oh, what's this? We like your videos, but don't force yourself too much for doing your stuff. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ramon. I regret watching this movie. Should have went and watched Detective Pikachu. Yeah. Yeah. I still haven't seen Detective Pikachu, but hopefully I'll get the chance to see it eventually. So yeah, I gotta get going. So bye, guys.